Welcome to the Ultimate Fancast, where fans are the star of the show. Each week we explore the epic co-created Battle Bunnies franchise from legendary artists Frank and Krista Linatra and the team at Junkbox Studios. Ultimate fans join BBS, Lord L, and Brian as they dive deep into the extraordinary world of the Battle Bunnies. Plus, we'll be your guides and take you backstage with the creators and actors who are captivating family audiences worldwide. Are you ready to meet this week's Ultimate Fan? It's time to fan up and enjoy the show.
Welcome everybody to the Ultimate Fancast, and we have an Ultimate Fan today for you guys. Not only is he an Ultimate Fan, but he is the son of an Ultimate Fan. Yeah, you'll see him in the TCG. You'll see him floating around in the Gen chat. You have Tony Pepperoni. Welcome to the stage, my man.
Hey,
I was going to say bro because it was quite fitting. But then I was just like, look, no more bros. We had enough bros on the earlier takes.
There are no bros. No bro. It's a no bro zone. This is a no bro zone.
Definitely.
Welcome, Tony, to the Ultimate Fancast, and I'm going to jump straight into it. And I'm just intrigued to know, like, how did you come about the Battle Bunnies? Like, what got you involved? Like, why are you here?
Well, it all started off with my dad. He's, like you said, I'm his son, so of course I got to follow him however he's going. So he started off in a bunch of other projects before, and then, he filtered his way through, found his way to this, to Battle Bunnies. He said, this is a great community of people. You won't regret it. I can't remember when my first bunny was. I can't remember what specifically I started with, but after I got sucked into it, and then he introduced, and then that's when the TCG started off, and that's what really got me into things. So that's what I'm really excited for nowadays, is getting that TCG up. I'm having a lot of fun hanging out with everyone in there whenever we do that. So yeah, that's kind of what brought me here, was my dad, though.
That's cool. So the TCG, like, that's a huge pull for you. Like, had you played other, like, are you fans of Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and some of those other trading card games, or is this a new type of thing for you?
Mm-hmm. It's not really new, because when I was real young, I used to collect the Pokemon cards. I would never play the game. I just like looking at the art and everything like that. Then I got into the Magic the Gathering, which I think they most of the designers around the TCG, so like Creature and all them, and Gamer, like I think they definitely stem from roots of MTG, if I remember correctly. So that was a great pull for me. So then when I saw them, there's similar aspects they brought over, so that's what really pulled me over. Then also, it's really unique. I haven't really seen there's obviously been the projects that have done the cards and all the physical cards and stuff like that, but they haven't really done anything game wise that I've seen that's really piqued my interest. So when you have you have dedicated individuals that are really willing to work with everyone and put their time and sweat and tears literally into designing the game as well as the cards, and then I think you got a really good combination for something great. So I'm excited to see where this will go, though.
I was going to say the exact same thing. In saying that, you say, a lot of people put blood, sweat, and tears in, but I know you've been a big part of the testing in the TCG game. You've been in there a few times, giving your thoughts, and so like, how's that for you? How do you feel about that? Like, being so involved in it?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty cool experience, especially I didn't realize it at first. Like, you kind of don't wrap your head around it, but these are the guys that they literally walk you through it, but it's their own game. They've talked about it a lot, especially recently when they're showing this, this more or less finished game to all the people they know in real life, or bringing new people in. Like, I joined a couple times in the past, but I actually started getting into it the last couple of weeks here. So I've really been, trying to understand their game mechanics and what thought went behind them. So yeah, it's to put into a word, I guess the closest we like surreal, because you don't really comprehend that these are the people that did it until you're playing with them, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember designing that card. We argued for an hour over how it should be going and how it should work with the flow of the game and everything like that. So it's really cool, and then being able to put ideas out there and help them develop this game into something better is really cool too.
Do you guys ever print out the cards and play like on on the table? Like,
we haven't put on the table here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me go get them. Show off.
Okay.
Do they ever just print out the cards and play them? I think I got a picture for that.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, like I remember the set.
This is Bill's. This is his dad's. Like that's his dad's.
Yeah, got him right here. So we're gonna try to bring this on the plane to Richmond. So that we can.
Nice. I was gonna ask that. Like, I gotta assume you guys are gonna be there for the first Scyther Cup. Like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. My dad likes to talk a lot of trash in that regard too. So we'll see.
So is your dad gonna pull down the Scyther Cup, or are you gonna pull it down?
Oh well, it might be someone else. I don't know. I'm not completely sure about his skills, but. You know,
you're confident with yours, like.
Going.
But yeah, I mean, I got to give him credit. This was completely his idea to print them out like this, and kind of have it physically. So you got to give him that much at least. So.
No, that's awesome. I actually thought you guys had like a beta version of the deck when he was on the show earlier. Because I saw this in the TCG Discord, and I was like, oh my gosh, the cards are out. Like, like they look like the real thing, but they're laminated.
Yeah,
can you give us like that? Can you give us like a fanning of them? Like you show us what they look like fanned out. Like
they are super cool. These don't do them justice, of course. Like, but like they did really good job on the design and
the print. Oh my gosh. Like I would play with those and keep the other ones in the box.
I know, yeah. It'll be hard to open them when we get there, but
I know you didn't get them from the actual Battle Bunnies website, but to me, seeing that you guys are holding them and then you've got them done is like, to me, they're some of the first drafts because they were literally a big part in the play testings, So regardless on where they came from, to me, like those what yous are holding on to right now, they're collector's items on their own because user community members that are a massive part of the TCG itself, and the fact that yous had one of the, if not probably the first physical copies of the game. Like we've had the papers, literally the paper ones printed out, but nothing as high quality as those ones. Like they just look insane.
Oh yeah. I helped him out when we were making them because he got a lamination machine or whatever they call those. The actual printers and the films and everything like that. So yeah, he spent a couple hours, a couple nights, getting them all rolled out, cut out, and individually. So yeah, he's he may not be that good at the game, but he's a real big fan of it at least. So
we got as BBS as we're talking here, like we have TCG royalty with us. We've got up in that window, we've got Lord L, who played on the paper version last year at Richmond before they even had like the cards and all that stuff. So he was like one of the early play testers, and then now we got like Ethan,
new generation,
Tony Pepperoni, who's playing with like this early version that's laminated. Like you guys are TCG royalty for sure.
Yeah. Well, like in saying that, like the TCG is totally different to what it was now. Like the effort and like the blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into it. Now, if we could have a time lapse, or like I'm pretty sure we'll try and dig it up for everyone, the printout of how it used to run to how the instructions of it now. I'm interested. I'm actually interested to see. I'm just thinking about that now. I'm gonna have to hit up Creature and see if he's got an original copy of the original gameplay, and just to see how much it's come from there. I know we're all going to be blown away because literally we were just doing it off literally half the size cut out pieces of paper. Like it was good. It was
more like placeholders than anything. There wasn't really any art or anything like that in them yet.
The pre-mass look, the playmass looks legit. Yeah, I'm not too sure if they're the same now. Again, I think because of how different the mechanic was then, I'd say the layout of the mats themselves will be totally different.
I can't wait to see those. Like I've seen teasers of them, but like I was lucky enough to get in on that hero bundle, and I just cannot wait.
Cannot wait. So Tony? Will you have like your own? Will you have your own set, or are you gonna have like a family set?
Oh no, yeah, trust me. I bought my own box set, so I think that comes with both, and then it comes with mat and everything. So yeah,
Yeah, it comes
we'll
with
have more than
mats
enough.
and cards and dice and all that stuff, and a hollow card. So
Yep. So we both
nice.
bought. I think we both bought a box set each. So
Very
we'll be
nice.
looking forward to that in Richmond. But yeah, I know they did drop like a unboxing. I'm not sure how far it went because I said I wouldn't look at them just so I can keep my expectations until I get there, kind of thing, so I can experience it firsthand. So that's
they're going to be a little thicker than the printouts that you have in your hands.
Oh yeah, they'll probably feel like real cards. So I'll be really cool.
Oh yeah.
And bring a box of sleeves with you too.
Oh
yeah, that's what we heard. Is like,
already, so.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Like I'm not a TCG player. I look forward to learning with the community. But like, I didn't grow up playing TCGs. I played a lot of board games, and that's about the extent of it. But of my gaming and video games like everybody else. But I'm really excited to learn the TCG because it goes along with the story. And that's what I love about this. So as a play tester, like how much does the story play into it as you're like you and your dad are playing the game?
So they do have a lot of just a fair warning for now. I haven't read the book specifically, so I'm not completely lore accurate.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this important announcement. Yes, Brian's mind was blown at the news shared by Tony that he had not read the Battle Bunnies and the Unlikely Spartan book. But it did not seem to impact his gameplay at the first Scyther Cup tournament. I guess we'll allow it, Tony. Disclaimer: not reading the wonderful books written by Greg Larson, inspired by the minds of Frank and Krista Lenatra, John Briggs, and the Battle Bunnies community, is not endorsed by the team at the Ultimate Fancast. So, read up, fans. You now will be returned to your regularly scheduled program. Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, I do have a 5-hour flight coming up, so
you can either listen to it or you could read it. Yeah, you could read it or listen to it because it's a quick read. Not for somebody like me that's slow, but for everybody else, it's a quick read. Like my mom, I gave her the book. I sent her home with a soft copy version and my hard copy version because I was going to give her a hard copy version for Christmas because she's a book collector. Oh, and she told me 2 days ago, she's like, I read the book, and she's like, it is amazing. And that doesn't, like, my mom has read like all kinds of things. Like she has a library in her house that has, I'm kidding you not, she has probably 10,000 books. And for her to say that she loved the book and she can't wait for the next book, I'm like, there's something good in this story. There's something good that, like, my mom, who's not into fantasy, like, this is not her genre, but definitely read it. Definitely read it because it's good storytelling.
Yeah. So as far as I understand the story, though, they have done pretty well in at least for the two factions they have out now. So the Vikings and the Pirates, they've done a pretty well job in representing most of the major characters. As far as I could tell, so they're obviously keeping it, pretty close to the book, at least in that sense. So, I'm looking forward to them. They've been teasing a little bit, talking about the new cards. They've been talking about the Vikings, which, should change the gameplay up a lot, add a bunch of new cards, a bunch of new game mechanics. So, if I were you, I would try to get in on around now, because right now it's pretty good because they have, the arts out. They look like legit cards, and they look amazing, but there's still a lot more to come. So it'll make it easier on you when you need to learn everything else. And then, you can evolve with it.
Especially as the booster packs, like you talking about. Yeah. Like the booster packs. We've had Creature on and Old Man Gamer and obviously your dad. And they said that it gets more complex as they have to think through the the Vikings and the shamans and the sorcerers, and because you don't want things canceling other things out, and that kind of thing. So
you have to make sure it's balanced. So that's why I'm really impressed with them, because like I think about it, and I put myself in their shoes, trying to develop a game from scratch pretty much, and it's just Yeah, that takes some ingenuity and some brains that I'm not equipped with personally. So I'm just happy to play it at least. So
it's like even when you're talking about like the Magic of Gathering and the Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, like they bring out cards all the time and then they nerf them because they're too OP. Like who knows how crazy a card's going to be until it's in the hands of, someone like Creature or someone like Old Man Gamer, because they're like everyone that plays, it's like what it's like. You play gameplay, it's totally different to whoever holds the cards because it's what you can think and what you use to draw other cards. So it's like I'm sure there's going to be cards that come out that are going to be almost banned straight away. Like it happens. It happens in TCGs, like, or they add extra cards, or you're only allowed 1 in your deck now, or 3 in your deck, or depending on. So that's like you said, that's the interesting bit. That's the fun bit. That's the crazy and scary bit all rolled up, because it's like, how do you
get
balance
to a tournament and then someone just wipes everybody with a single deck, and you're like, whoa, what happened?
Exactly.
The Lord of the Rings card, right? Like that for the Magic the Gathering, like that has like some infinite power or something like that. That's why somebody was willing to pay $2 million for it or something, because it would just wipe everybody
against that,
out.
and it's super frustrating. Like that card comes out, and it's like, all right, I'm just like crawling here to try to beat this.
Wow.
I can't. Yeah, it's so bad.
I have more faith. I have more faith in our TCG team at least. So they probably wouldn't do anything like that without good cause at least. So.
I don't know anybody that has $2 million to buy the card to play against you, BBS.
I was about to say the same thing. Are you going to buy the card to play it, or is it going to be put into like a?
So it's like
a 20
that's the 1 of 1, but there's other versions of it within the game.
Okay.
It says if you do this, you have the Ring of Power, and then you can bring it out.
So the Ring of Power is what causes the craziness in the game. Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope the team doesn't. I mean, I'm sure the team's not going to create some Lord of the Ring type of superpower, unless it's the Lord L card. You play the Lord L card or the Tony Pepperoni card. Are you going to have a card? Like, is that in the future? You got a lot of bunnies.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know. We'll wait. I don't think that's my call. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things that.
Hey, if you're part of the TCG team, you just got to name it, claim it, and put it into put it in the thing. Be like, hey, how about this Viking? This Viking right here make a pretty good card.
Oh yeah. My face would look real good on the front of those cards right there. I think.
Yeah. All right. How about this Viking? This Viking pepperoni.
Yeah, tell us about the name Tony Pepperoni. Where'd you get that from? Was it just like I gotta put a name in?
Yeah. My real name doesn't really match up to that. I've been playing games for most of my life, like online games. So I've been swapping around to a bunch of different names, but I found this one a long time ago, like 7 years probably. I don't know, something like that. And I don't know, it was just catchy, easy on the tongue. So I thought it was, it rhymed at least. So really no rhyme or reason behind it.
Was that your gamer tag inside like some like Call of Duty or something like that, and you just stuck with it, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. When I was back using, I don't know what, TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever I was using, and that's pretty much what I was using. Yeah. It goes back.
My kids gamer tags are illegible. They're like Stouty 479188. It's like,
yeah, that's what I
remember that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to avoid something that was catchy, but also unique enough to where most people probably wouldn't use it. So I didn't need to add any numbers or any crazy thing like that.
Yeah,
so,
Mr. Beast. You're Mr. Beast. That's his gamer tag. That was just his gamer tag.
Spider everywhere. I'm Blackbird Spider everywhere. Don't have to add numbers.
BBS. Oh yeah. BBS. And Lord L, that's his gamer tag. My gamer tag is Brian Stout. Wait a minute, that's boring.
You say it's boring, but I don't think so.
Mine was from a dragon game that I used to play on mobile, and it was just like a random fantasy name that it was just came up with. And then when I first got into the Web3 space, I didn't get it, and I thought it was just a made up land. And then so I just went, all right, Lord L, and then before you know it, it's stuck. Now people call me Lord L in public. It's weird.
You mean this is real?
Just like we're going to be calling you Tony Pepperoni, we're going to be calling you Tony at Richmond.
yeah.
Like it's going to be a thing. Like even if you say it's Ethan, we're going to be like, yo, what's up, Tony? Like it's stuck with you for life
I don't
now.
mind.
Like
I've met up with enough people IRL kind of thing to where I'm kind of used to it at this point. So I think like most people,
it's like,
you know, they're used to.
It'd be like
it's gonna be Klopping. It's gonna be Klopping and Tony. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
Did your dad have a nickname other than Klopping? That you could share
really.
that he wouldn't be mad about? Like, you know.
Is he behind the camera right now going?
He can be a little bit mad too. That's fine. He's like, no, not say that.
I don't know. Like his real name, is Bill. So
yeah,
like it's Will. Bill.
Is he
Billy? I don't know.
So, but he's got BK. Like he could be he's BK. He could be the king. Like he's.
I'm sure he hates that. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, I bet you guys can come up with a bunch of good stuff for him. So yeah,
it's easier for us to come up with nicknames for other people than it is for ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like us. We were trying to come up with one for Brian, and then we just realized that is Brian's nickname because we're all these random names and Brian. Like it suits. Like you need that one real name to shake it up. You know, to
throw everybody off.
Yourself back down to reality, huh?
Yeah, like there's Brian. Yeah. You got Lord L, BBS, and Brian.
Yeah. But to bring it back to the TCG real quick, because I forgot to cover this, and I don't know, I just wanted to bring it up. Because I'm super impressed with how I think both Gamer and Creature do this. They purposely change up their play styles whenever they're playing. Like against me as well. I've noticed this, that they just do random things just to see what would happen, just in case there is something they missed. There's weird thing that goes on between some cards, and they just never realize it until the stars align for that. So they're constantly doing these, obscure things, and sometimes they actually work, and then they find these new, whole new avenues of gameplay, and it's, again, like I said, it takes a whole different thought processing, like method of ingenuity just to come up with the cards, let alone play test them yourself. It's I have massive respect for them, because that's that's crazy. It's crazy in my mind. I don't know.
But great point, because if you create something, right, you're so tied to it. Like in my world, like we call it, you're married to it. Like because you just like you create it and you're just like, all right, you get to a point where you're just like, okay, I can't see the problems with this because I'm so close to it. But to your point, I mean, and it's a great point, like that they've created this, but they're also separating themselves enough that they can pinpoint and test out things. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Exactly.
So I'm sure they're gonna really appreciate that you called that out.
You recognize that reality
distortion. They definitely deserve all the recognition they get, though. So I don't know. I'm more than fine with calling them out on that.
In a good way. I don't mean to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, would you want to be a game creator yourself now that you've seen the process?
Oh yeah, probably not. I've seen how the man hours they put into it. Like they spend well over at least a year, maybe probably over more than that. Just getting the basic game design down, and now they're starting to move on to the newer stuff, and I don't have the patience for that, in my opinion. I couldn't.
What did Creature say? He spent over 3,000 hours in the
I can definitely believe that
simulator.
But that was just one platform that actually tracked his hours. That's not to mention all the other legwork that they do.
Yeah, outside of that was tabletop simulator time. So
that's it. That's it.
Yeah. That's insane.
And then just so that they get recognized as well. Like I said, I brought these up before, but like the art on those they did an amazing job with that too. Just the whole culmination of everything in that project, everyone that worked on it, like the art styles, the design of the cards, and I don't know. They did a really fantastic job on that, in my opinion. So I don't know.
Yeah, and
I think
that Gamer said like each card, like if you look at the front of it, it's a grimoire page.
Oh, yeah.
So that they're like pages of the story as you put them down. You're like adding to your story. I just love that connection with that.
Yeah, I love the
I'm
love the
just
artwork.
honored to know them, like being alongside them, watching it happen. Like I can't wait for 15, 20 years in the track down to come down, and I'm telling my kids, oh, I actually hang out with Creature, and then people are going to be like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
Whatever,
oh,
you
I
don't know.
seriously did.
I
See
know
this
who
Tony
it is.
Pepperoni card? Well, let me tell you about that. Like, it's awesome. It's amazing. Like, and to think it's all built just from the community. Like, no one said, "Here, Creature, here's $20,000, make us a thing." It was just like I don't even know what they had an epiphany one day, and they're like, let's make it a thing. And then before you know it, 12 months down the track, we've got these professional cards and these professional books like done to the standard of like mass production. So it's like just that alone is crazy. So yeah, man, we never want to not give props to Creature and to Old Man Gamer and to you, to Klopping, to everyone that jumps in there. Ham Bear, like there's a big big portion of you guys that are always there. Like I'm always watching. I'm a bit nerve wracking. I haven't played on the simulator yet because I'm like, I just don't know how I'm going to go, but I'm definitely going to play when it comes to Richmond, and I'm definitely going to make more of an effort once I see it in person, because it's like I said, it's daunting, it's nerve wracking. Like there's so many different ways to play, and then you're jumping in, you get to play with the creators themselves. Like that on its own is like, am I
not
holding
only
them
that,
right?
they're tutoring you on how to play and what strategies work, and it's like that's crazy. You won't get that with pretty much. I've personally never seen anything else like that. So, it's a unique experience, and, they're great people. So it just makes it even better. So it's community built. You can't ask for anything better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But the TCG aside, is there any particular bunny yourself that you love, that you don't hold?
That I don't hold?
Yeah.
See, I don't like to have greedy eyes in that sense, because then I know myself, I'll just go and try and buy it. So I just find complacency with what I have, think humble and don't have to put up too much money.
Well, speaking of greedy eyes, we have a game that we've prepared that these are probably not in your collection, but they are in other people's collections, and they've gone to the liberty of naming them. Would you be interested in playing a game?
All right, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. I figured you're a gamer, so why not? Like, yeah, let's bring this to the stage. This game has been played by others, including your father.
All right.
And so you get a chance to one up your dad potentially on how you do playing Name That Bunny. So the objective of the game is like this. I'm going to show you the bunny, and I'm going to ask you, like, name that bunny.
Ooh.
And you get a point if you get it right. No points if you get it wrong, obviously.
Okay, and don't ask Klopping for advice, okay? That's one thing. You don't phone a friend to your dad.
Yeah, here's the worst part. I guarantee you, like, probably 80% of what you're going to show me is probably in the card game, and I won't remember most of them. So,
hopefully this first one is one you recognize. He's got a crown.
It starts with an H. It starts with an H. We were just talking about it too. That's the worst part. Oh man.
His father like son. He had a blank too on this exact guy.
This is exactly what happened. So
that's like father like son.
he was like, if you give me another chance, I'll nail this next time.
Yeah. Well, we sprung. I can give you a clue. I can give you a clue. One clue, right? It's king something.
Okay. I do remember the king part. It's H something. It's
has something to do with bunnies.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And well, no, their name has something to do with, like, it's a play on the word, like another name for a bunny, but it's a person's name.
Okay.
You're not helping, Brian.
I'm not helping. Yeah,
you give me too much to think about, huh?
Ask your dad. Ask your dad.
Oh, he's already asleep. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Oh, it's hard.
I know you know it.
Just show it to me. Just show it to me.
No. I don't show it to you. I just tell you what it is.
Okay.
But you're so close. What were you gonna say? Something hair?
Really close. You had it.
You were saying hair. What?
I thought it was like a harden or a hair. It's something, but it's something that rolls off the tongue.
Oh, you're so close.
What was one
Yeah,
of
I
the
know.
characters? What was one of the actors' names in the Ghostbuster movies? Last name
I'm not
Ramus.
that old. I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that? Oh, let's see.
And for everybody that is
Someone
that
in
old,
Kuma.
you keep going.
Oh,
Hair
man.
plus
Harden or-
Harold. Hair plus Eld. Hair plus Eld.
Harold.
Harold, you
You're
got
making
it.
You
it
got
work.
it, and you
Yeah.
got it. You got it. Good
Had to
for
walk
you.
me there, huh?
Um,
King Harold. This
But
is
we're
gonna
gonna
go
give it to you,
Harold.
Tony.
This one's.
We are
gonna
gonna give that to you, man, because you
almost
did
said it.
know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I
know it.
kind of know. I like. Give me a half point for that one, I guess.
Yeah, you got a half point. You got
Yeah,
King Hair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know who this famous pirate is? This is the Series 1 version of him,
Mm.
and he's in the game. He should be in the game.
Yeah, I figure he's probably. Oh, the eye patch. I don't know.
Yeah, the eye patch is epic.
Yeah, and the beard helps.
Yeah, the beard.
Yep.
What was it? Start with an L. Oh, whoa. Oh, I don't know.
And that
I
background,
probably couldn't get it.
love the back.
Oh, yeah, the background is good.
Yeah, it is a nice background. This is Jack Beard.
Oh, Jackbeard. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike,
This is
the
Jack
outfit
Beard.
guy.
That makes sense.
Let's see. Let's skip that
Here's
one.
this card right here, actually. Here you go. That's
Oh,
what he
yeah,
looks like.
this
in
one is-
card game.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
card version of Jack Beard. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense. Okay.
This is Old Man Gamer. What is his name for his card though?
Yeah, I play him all the time. Oh man. Oh.
This is good.
Oh man.
This is totally father like son.
Yeah, he did this. He was like,
It is.
"Oh, really? Come on!"
Oh man. I can even tell you what the card does, but I can't tell you what the name is.
Yeah, that's okay. Naming's hard. Like, and this one isn't
Yeah, it is.
easy. It starts with an L and has a B in the middle name and a D in the third name.
Well,
This is
It's a
LBD.
long name. It's a long, yeah.
do I want to try it? Is the real question. Lowman. Oh shoot, I don't know.
It's Lothbrick Lothbrick the New, or however
Lothbrick.
Old Man Gamer pronounced it. So, all right. How about this one? This one is
Ooh.
not in the game, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't recognize this one.
Okay, this is CO Frost. No, you're not gonna get it. It's
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
You're not gonna make me suffer on that one
Not-
at least.
how about this one?
This
I
one's
mentioned
on the
this one
market
earlier.
right now. It's on the market.
Yes.
Oh, was this the one you guys were talking about earlier?
Yeah, this is the one I was talking
One of
about that I want, but he wants 2 ETH for it now, and like I didn't offer him 2 ETH for it before.
What did you call it? The Sith or the?
He
It's
is
along
a
those
Sith,
lines,
but it's more insidious.
Oh, I see. The Oh, I don't know. I know you gave me a big hint there. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
Sidious
it was
Rabicus.
Sidicus Rabicus.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Rabicus.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Do you know who this famous bunny is?
That is
This is a Series 1 version of him. He's the most famous artist in this project franchise.
mhm.
He's
Wow, Brian, really? You're making it worse.
Yeah, now you're making me feel bad for forgetting.
Frank is gonna be real
It's gonna
mad.
be,
Oh, that was
it's gonna
the
be
greatest.
Parmin.
I'm just gonna guess all the name here then. Crazy hair.
No.
Close.
What is Frank's name? Frank
Uh,
Sinatra. What is his character?
Frank backwards.
Frank backwards.
Narf.
Oh,
And there we have it, folks. Yes.
We've gone through. Yeah. So Frank backwards is Narf. Narf
Is
the
Narf.
Mad.
This is Narf the Mad.
I just remember him as Frank and Krista. That's how I remember.
Do you know who this one is? This is the main character from the book, so you probably don't know.
Oh,
Hoplite.
Then.
Oh, you got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I know that. I know that much.
Awesome, ding, ding. All right.
Nice.
I probably would have gotten it if you didn't tell me, because I know him from like when he's a little small one, not a.
Yeah, that's not the series one. Yeah, that's some of these series ones. They don't look exactly like because they only had limited traits that they could use.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
This one is a famous, famous to us. Yeah, she's a famous Valkyrie inside the community, and she's a prolific writer. She writes a lot inside the community about her bunnies.
She helps them with YouTube,
and she does play testing too. She play tested several times.
Okay, so you said she and play test. There's Miss Firefly. I know she played test.
Yes, ding ding ding. You got it.
You're on a roll now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're on the roll.
Appreciate the hints. I wouldn't get it if it wasn't for that.
Guy in the wall for this hint.
Klopping's going to rewatch this and go, "Where was my hints, Brian?"
Yeah, exactly.
Here was one of the ones that, like, those last few I gave, like, I think we're done. You've done a good job.
Yeah, you did a good job.
But like this was one of the ones that was in your dad's, and like if you hadn't looked in the collection, you'd be like, I don't have any idea who this one is. Same thing for like this one. Like that's Plutarch. That was from somebody that we had on the show before.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
And like nobody would have known that. Like if you didn't know like Tiger or Tyra or TYR, I don't know how they pronounce it, but it's plebes. So, stuff like that. Like we gave your dad some pretty hard ones. So
from what I'm seeing here, yeah.
So I was like, I didn't mean to make them that hard. But no, that's the game. Like we just we love the art. We love we love playing around and having fun.
Oh yeah.
It's not meant to be punitive or any of that stuff. Like like those ones. There was a couple in there that we just went through. I don't even remember like their names because like that frilly whatever one that I think it has like a weird name. Like it's not something you're going to remember unless you just like you're looking at it.
But seriously, in saying that too, Ethan, like when you was getting them flashed in front of you, I've seen this whole slide before, and I'm still thinking, don't ask me, please, don't ask me, because I couldn't think of the name either. And I was just like, so don't you worry, man. Like I'm glad that the spotlight was on you, because I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, I should know this. I seen it last week.
I even gone to the trouble.
I need to read the book, so I need to get around to that.
Well, not all of them are in the book. That's the thing. Some of these are in just the grimoire. Like if you're not a storyteller in the grimoire, like reading what Peak View has written about his, or somebody else, you're not going to really know these names. But I just like what I think is cool is the fact that somebody has taken an opportunity that you don't get with other projects, other NFTs, where you can actually name the character and give it a backstory. And add to the story, personalize it. And you're adding to the story that could potentially make it into that trading card game. It could potentially make it into the book. It could potentially make it into an animated series or movie. Like there's so many options like that could come from this stuff. And we just, we do things around here that's different. So I just like to showcase that sometimes. But it's not meant to like, oh man, you don't know, like this one is
It's more like
you should have known that was Tino. Tino was that. It's not meant to do that. So we appreciate you having fun with us playing that game. But I know that BBS probably has a compelling question that he's been sitting on all night that he's just waiting to ask.
I don't have too many questions, but one question I do have is we've talked about like, all right, so, and you had a good response to, are there any bunnies that you like have your eye on? And you said, I'm not going to do that. So My question is, what is the favorite bunny that you have that you hold?
Ooh.
And do you have a story around that?
Not really. Okay, most of my wallet. I'm pulling up my wallet real quick on my phone here, just so I can get the specific number because I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's I think 2 off the top of my head because I remember I had a conversation with my dad when the initial dragon egg release, so the light dragons, I believe. We bought up a bunch of them. So then I think he came back to me and he told me, he's like, well, if the math adds up correctly for the unhatchables, we should have half of them because of how many eggs we bought. So I think awesome. I ended up with 1. I think he might have gotten 2 if I remember correctly. Hold on, let me.
Oh wow!
But
nice.
Yeah. Besides the point, yeah, that was
nice poll. Let's claim the nice polls. That's a good poll.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, we did pretty well for ourselves in those. I keep on getting distracted. Sorry, I'm trying to reminiscing, and then I don't pull here. But yeah, off the top of my head though. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't name them. Let me see if I can get on my account real quick though.
Unhatchable though, congratulations on that.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I'm holding on to them to see, what will become of them, and then, they've got a plan for everything. So I'm just excited to see where they'll go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think just that collector aspect of it as well. It holds its own value, to us as being an unhatchable, and unhatchables were massive at the start, and now it's just, to me, they're the holy grail. They're literally one of the holy grail, having an unhatchable. I almost snagged one, but someone snagged it off the floor last week on me.
Oh, BBS. Really?
Yeah, BBS. Yeah,
it was a good price on one too. Yeah, I can say that's a good price because I paid twice as much for one, and I thought I was like, oh, this is decent. Like it was a Mystic Mer, like unhatchable. I was like, I think that's a good price, and you got one for half that. So I think
yours, Brian, too, is a 1 of 1. Is a 1 of 1. There's only one of that egg that you got. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they're mostly 1 of 1. Or I guess your BBS is a 1 of 3 because I've got the other Viking unhatchable, the clay. You picked up the clay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got its sister or brother, whatever it is. But still, I mean, unhatchable is unhatchable. Like there's only 63 of them. So like you got 1 of 63. That's, out of a collection of 3,750. That's a pretty good poll. 63 out of 3,750.
Yeah, exactly.
A fraction.
Yeah, if you watch the YouTube special when they're doing the Dark Dragons, they start to talk about unhatchables and they stop. They're like, okay, we can't talk about this any longer. So there's definitely more to it. Right. And then and the word integral came out in that conversation. Like, I don't know how people understand that how integral these are. And then it showed up for 0.1 on the floor, and like, all right, well, no one wants this.
Like, what's 0.1 right now?
It's a no-brainer.
$150 or something? Is that $150? Or how much is
it was around there. Well, I don't know what it is now, but that's about what
1650 times.
But I mean that was at 900. Like 2 months before, like it was the same one. It just kept going down.
Yeah, it just kept ticking down. It was GTs, right? Yeah. At one point I thought about buying it just because I was like, ooh, then I'd have 2 of 3. If I could get all 3 of them, no one would have them. But
it's like Grace. She's got a patch, right? An eye patch. There's only 13. And there's another one on the floor that has the same eye patch. So like to have 2 of them would be like closer to getting the 13.
Yeah.
Brian, you give me that look like you have one. We'll talk later.
I do not have, I have a pirate with an eye patch. I do.
Especially with these.
It'll be Klopping or,
one of those
Klopping or Aaron will probably have the other 10, and you will not get them from them.
We've already had that talk. Like, hey, can I have this? Like, no. I'm like, all right, I can accept that.
That's why I think Tony went a little bit quiet just then about the eye patch, because he's like, yeah, I've got some. Don't ask me.
Oh man, I do know, yeah, because it got pretty crazy with the eggs. Because the later it got into it, we were kind of still it was still really speculatory, because they were pretty tight-lipped about how many eggs they were going to have in total, like end up being unhatchables and all that. So that was when we were speculating on how many eggs was going to be in total, and because it was like the second week out when they were doing the elders and all that for the hatching. So yeah, that was I enjoyed that. That was a real fun time, in my opinion.
Yeah, very innovative, like the way that they did that. Because I mean, I like those things, and then I don't like those things, because I always think that I'm unlucky. I'm like, oh man, if I just knew.
I was thinking the same thing, Brian. I was like, I love the fact of how it was, but because mine didn't hatch, I was like, no, this sucks.
This one here was the very last. I thought it was gonna be unhatchable, and it was the last day.
Oh man!
And she turned into a legendary.
She was a legendary. So I was like,
yeah.
well, I can't complain about that.
Yeah, you can't complain about that. Like it's, I got the Viking version of her. So that was like, you guys know my story. My story, I came in, you guys already had all your eggs. And I was just like, anytime somebody put something up for sale that was an egg, I was like, oh, I need an egg because I want to participate, So like, you guys would ask crazy prices for stuff, and I'd be like, sold, like I was like, I gotta have it.
Anything, nothing.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't sell any of those things, and like nobody's selling the dark ones right now. Like, well, there's a couple out there, but but you don't know what the utility is yet. So you know what the utility is, but you don't know like what they're going to be. So you're I think people are sitting and waiting to figure out, like, once they get through all phases of these, maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating.
There's no traits on the newest ones. Like
non-financial, but sorry, BBS man, but non-financial. Everyone that has these NFTs and has the certain traits knows the value of them, and for us to put something up with like a holy hand grenade or something, when we know we're going to have to pay through our teeth for it, and it's non-financial, but that's the going rate for them, and we've created that price. Doesn't matter if there's X amount of them. We create the prices on these things of like BBS just said, the eye patches, man. He loves the eye patches, and it's like that has a value on its own because of his interpretation of it. So it's like, now I want one even more now because BBS likes them so much, just to barter with BBS in the future when he gets something that I want. And I know this is how the space is. Like, we control the price. Like, it's non-financial, man, but we legit control the price of all these things. And if we're willing to let one go for $1,000, then the next person ain't selling his for anything less than 900. Like, anything more, you know what I mean? Because one just went for $1,000. Why would I sell mine to you for 100? So this is the way, it's like the crazy way that this NFT space works, and it's all fitting. Like, to me, they're all worth $1,000, and we're going to see that non-financially in the future. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, I guarantee I'm going to buy a house off one of my Spartans. I can almost see it now. Like, and that's the love that I have for them, and that I think drives the FOMO as well.
Yep, it's definitely a long-term investment.
Obviously we love them. We've even printed them out. Like, we want we want to see them outside of our wallets. And
I even have it on like my phone. Like, there's a widget on my phone, like in the bottom here, where it'll just show me a different one each day.
Oh, no wonder.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I can just, and I can just click on it and go to all of them.
Are they your ones, BBS?
Yeah, these are on my.
So how do we do that? We need a crash course. We need to jump in the VC or something.
I gotta go through all of them right now. But
the School of BBS.
So when I get to see that, like I put on the phone and I see that, and it just reminds me. Like, I have mine in a cold wallet, so like I don't have an easy access to just go see them on OpenSea. I don't know why they don't show up the way that they do in like a hot wallet. So I like having like a photo album on the phone so I can just see them, and then I have them like throughout, whatever.
Yeah.
Planting little seeds, books, and whatever. I'm sure you have the same thing. But yeah, so like the four of us were super lucky that we have a Spartan, and so like as Lord and as we all say is like it's not financial advice, but it's a nice club to be in. That we get to like because that has the utility of a Spartan is that there are only 300 of them. That every collection that comes out, it's a free airdrop of whatever that collection is, or there's some discount part of that. Because as you can imagine, if we get to like 20 years of this, they're going to say, we really can't, we have to stop giving you guys a free airdrop. Like we just can't. Like, so you get 1% off, like stop it. Like, or you're like, you have a Spartan, you can get you're like unlimited ticket to this, theme park that we just created.
Well, we got 6 airdrops from the Series 1 from holding a Spartan, and some of which, like, say if you got airdropped a Hooligan, that could have been like a Grinch or something. That's $1,000 right there, like straight off the bat, non-financially, obviously, but it's like to have that type of value from just holding one. That's why I put the little crown next to Lord L in my name, because I'm like, I'm in the elite guard. So I was like, I'm going to put a little crown there. It's not because I'm royalty. It's because I'm in the elite guard. So I was like, and it's the exact same emoji. So I was like, it's perfectly fitting for this space right now.
and I thought it was just because you were on the Lord. Like you were.
No, man. I think it's because it's the elite guard.
Lord, like you're the elite guard. I get it. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I specified it.
Yeah, I was like,
I love this angle that you have, like, where you have like a mint's coming up, and like you and your dad are just like ground zero, like with like spreadsheets and just figuring out like what's happening. Like I love that family aspect of it.
Well, he's more the spreadsheeter. He likes to I don't know, he likes to look at the numbers, say, oh yeah, that's a percentage I'll have of making my money back or whatever. He talks like that, but he does it to support the community. We all know it.
I think we need that in the project as well, because that one continuously, perpetually moves us. But it's also what does he do with these profits, Tony? He buys more. So it's not like he's not selling it to make a profit. He's selling it to get the NFTs he wants. So
so you can buy more eggs.
I'm going to sell these ones that I know aren't unhatchables to go for something that possibly might be an unhatchable, or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And you need that. You need that, or people like me that like come into the project late, or just in the next phase of it or whatever. Because nothing's late at this point. I mean, we're still so early, like, but like you need stuff that's decent stuff to be sold, so that people feel like they're getting something. They're not getting the throwaways. Like you can't have everything on the floor be the stuff nobody wants. Like because somebody's gonna feel like they're the greater fool. Have you guys ever heard of that? Like that the greater fool theory? Like a lot of people talked about that with like crypto. Like what you do is you get something all frothy. I was a broker for 7 years, stockbroker. So you get somebody that's all frothy about this thing, and the price is going up and going up and going up. And they come in and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to go from $1 to $2. So, but the person that's holding it, when it's at the very top before it goes back down to reality, they call that person the greater fool. And nobody wants to be the greater fool in crypto. Nobody wants to be the greater fool in NFT projects, where they're the person that buys at the very highest of highs, and then the floor falls out from underneath it, and they're set there holding the bag. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously this isn't financial advice, but that happens. That happens in the stock market. It happens in NFTs. Like it just like sometimes people will do that. They will pump something up, and then like the bottom falls out from it, and they feel like they got suckered. And that's why people are very hesitant to jump into new things, because they don't want to be that greater fool. And
that makes sense.
I've been that greater fool with a market, different type of market, like where I jumped into these tokens for these creators. and then the creator company just folded, and
Wow.
significant amount of money was just gone overnight. It just went poof. And I could have put that all into bunnies. I could have put it all into bunnies, but instead I was trying to, you know, support my creator friends, and they got stuck with that holding the bag kind of thing too. So I mean, it happens, but yeah,
I think that's a good point to add to it. And being that we are so much a part of the bunnies, being a community member, it's almost hard non-financially, obviously, for these things to happen, because unless we all give up, it's not going to fail. And there's no for a fact that all of us ain't given up. So it's like there's always going to be that. And you know, when you hear Frank and Krista talking, and John and Mike, and how much time and effort they've put into this, you know that this isn't just some fad that they're trying to make a quick buck. Well, it's been 2 years now and they're still here. And like, we've been through some highs, we've been through some lows in crypto, and we're still here. But the fact that me being a community member, by me doing this right now, by me speaking, by me putting a tweet out, sending something on Instagram, helps to add to this. I think that's the amazing thing. We're creating this. This is our journey that we're all on, and we're continuing to do it.
Definitely, yeah. I feel like the community gives a real good like what's the way, like a fallback, I guess, or you know, like kind of like a safety net for some people trying to jump into. And when they see, you know, a well-built and well-maintained community, you know that, at least in my opinion, you don't find that very often, especially in the NFT space. So, you know, that's a definitely a good thing to find in an NFT project, especially if you're just trying to get into it.
Yeah, and a lot of the people from like that from us are from other projects that things happen from. Exactly. And now we're all come together and gone, we do not, because like obviously we're slightly off topic, but like that's like DPS. Like that's when Aaron first came in, because I know he came with you guys from from the Beatheads, and it was like he came over with that expectation to change the space on the way we all think about it, and bring a hub for us to be where, like, somewhere that we are welcomed, and do exactly what everyone else did wrong, not wrong. and that's what we so I think we've got that much that many people in our community that have been through so many different things that all share it. I think that's what makes it special as well.
Oh, definitely.
Tony, so we know where it is right now, and there's different levels of understanding of the project and the world as it is. But do you have like hopes that it goes in a certain direction? Like, what do you want to see come out of this? Do you think like they could do a movie, or like what do you think would be great for like the next thing?
Honestly and truthfully speaking, I think that what they have here is a lot more. I mean, you guys could probably agree with this. It's a lot more than just NFTs in general. You know, it started as an NFT project, but I feel like this has the potential to go a lot further than that, and maybe even just leave it behind someday. Now, I'm not saying that as in a negative sense whatsoever. I'm just saying that it can become something that like bigger, just because of, you know, the people they have involved in and who are backing it. You know, they have so much love and, you know, and creativity and, you know, input to be, you know, used in this project. So I feel the ceiling for the, you know, the amount that can be accomplished here is really high. So that may be naive of me to say, but in my opinion, I feel like definitely going really far, especially like with the TCG. You know, you have the book series coming out. You know, it's becoming its own world instead of just some 2D game that you can play on your phone for, you know, with using your tokens or whatever you bought for whatever ETH. You know what I mean? They took it a step further, which I think kind of ignores some of those boundaries. And honestly, that's what I think is going to happen, or maybe might happen, is that, you know, they become so big that they don't even need NFTs anymore. And, you know, I'm not saying they leave us in the dust per se, but you know what I mean?
5 years time, people are going to be like, what, they've got NFTs as well? Because like you said,
exactly.
The TCG holds its own. The stories hold its own. The movies, the shows, whatever may come in the future hold their own. And then they're like, what? They got NFTs as well? But really,
I can be a part of this. Like I can own a part of this. Like that's
because you do feel like an owner, right?
Yeah,
like you have, like, I mean, we wouldn't be doing this Ultimate Fancast if we didn't feel some sort of ownership of the, you know, the community, the property, the, you know, the franchise. Like we want to see it grow. We want to see it do, you know, great things, reach more people. I mean, like the word of mouth, this is word of mouth marketing. Like essentially is what we're doing. We're just, you know, 4 words of mouth coming together at one time and spreading it out, you know, when we, you know, do these shows and stuff like that. That's what we're doing. We're getting together and we're just doing word of mouth marketing, basically digitally. And that's the greatest way to, you know, to show something is like, these people love this. Like we love this. So we want you to love it too.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I think this is the perfect opportunity. I know we could speak all day to you, Ethan, man. Like legit, we could go all day, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to pause it for our next time. If you're willing to come on again in the future, we'd love to have you. And we always offer that for the guests coming, and anyone that is listening and they want to jump up, man. Like we're always keen to talk, and like we haven't really even had much of a structure. We've literally just talking about what we love and what we're doing, and we can continue to flow. And it's been an hour and 15 minutes of your time, and we appreciate you being here so much. Like it honestly is an honor to have you here, like up here, and the fact that you're taking the time of your day, legit. Like what time is it? Like late at night for you guys right now? Like taking that time to jump on here and talk to some old geezers about some untangible things, but. Like I wasn't talking about you, Brian. I was talking about myself. Okay.
Well, why did you think I thought you were talking about me when you said old geezers? Like,
I look straight at you. Probably why.
The fact that Tony could be the same age as my son. I mean, that's Like that's,
oh yeah, that is crazy. I meet so many people online like that, and especially in the community as well. I'm not saying that everyone's old. I'm just saying it's a unique experience to kind of interact with these people that you probably would never interact with, and to that point, you guys are amazing for putting this on. So I really appreciate you guys, giving me the opportunity to come, voice what I think is good about the project, and to really, like you said, get the word out there about what makes this project so great, and the potential it has, especially if we get more people involved. I can only see good things happening. So
in closing, if you had to give any advice for someone coming in now with so much going on that's already been, like, what advice can you give to someone coming in now?
Oof, there's a lot of things. It depends on how much money you want to drop, really. I feel like just getting into the Discord, especially, even if you don't own anything, everyone's willing to talk to you and walk you through the process, invite you to, the gatherings and, the things that are happening. And there's always something going on. They make sure, Frank and Chris, they're amazing at putting on all of these events for everybody. And, I think just getting in the Discord, seeing what everyone's like, you'll pretty much be hooked. They're always doing something. So there's always something to do, someone to meet. Yeah, and I think that's the best way to get into this.
Nice. Oh, we appreciate that.
And then you share this with a family member, it's even better, right?
So, yeah. Even then, take it from me. It's a lot of fun just waiting for the drop to happen and then seeing how many eggs you can get and eggs compared to the other person, or whatever they be, whatever, what drops, whatever they are.
I'd love to get something, and then my dad be like, I want that. You're like, yeah, I'm not trading it.
Yeah, good luck.
Yell across the house. Good luck. Got a legendary.
I'm waiting for my kids to get old enough to where they want to invest their money. Right now, I've invested for them in bunnies just because I want to get them interested. My 14-year-old, he's the most interested, and he's the youngest, and he's the furthest away from being able to put his own money into this. So, so he's like, Dad, what can you buy me? He's like, Dad, I want you to buy it. Like if he saw that Sidious Rabicus on the floor for 2 ETH or something like that, he'd be like, Dad, you need to buy that for me. I was like, you need to get a job,
and then buy that for me.
What 2 ETH costs.
I was like, $3,200. No way. Like, you better go get a job.
The pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
You telling me to get a job, Brian? Really? You get a job, sir? No, I was
I
joking.
need to get a job. I want a job. Like
This has gone
I think I
south
want to be
fast.
unemployed. Like it's tough out there, man. It's so
I was
tough.
joking. I
Uh,
don't get very many opportunities to wind you up, Brian. So that was
Nah,
the
it's
chance I
okay.
had. I
Dude,
put
my
a few
kids take
softball back.
every opportunity to wind me up about the job thing. They know how big the job thing is to me, and they're just like
I'm
like,
looking for
no
jobs
fault
for you.
not, huh?
yeah,
I'm
like,
asking people like, hey, I know
They're like,
someone
"Hey."
that can help you.
like there's lots of jobs out there, but there's no like like at my level, at my age and stuff like that. Like you get this certain thing. You're like, I could go work at Lowe's, tomorrow probably if they'd hire an old guy like me. But you don't want to do that. You know that your skills are better used someplace else. So you just keep holding out for those jobs. Well, unfortunately, they're younger and younger generations of people are being able to do the things that I can do.
Yeah.
They just overlook somebody like me, and you're like, okay, well, maybe that Lowe's jobs looks a little more attractive.
Well, see, I'm lucky because I'm still that younger generation. So sorry.
Yeah. I got a 22-year-old that's just started his first job this week, like
Oh, really?
full-time job, and he's super excited about it, and like he's already thinking about like the future, like he's saving money and he's gonna buy a house for himself and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, you made it a week. Keep going. Like,
it's always crazy to see your first like adult money because like I don't know, it was a year ago when I started the job I have now, and like they pay me pretty fairly, so I get decent money now, and I looked at my first paycheck, I'm like, wow, because I had a part-time job before that, and it was like it didn't even compare. It's crazy.
Yeah, you get a full-time job, 40 hours a week, the salary, that's what my son's getting. And I'm like, yeah, you go from being part-time working as a, bartender to actually making 40 hours a week. Like that's a big jump. Yeah. So I bet he feels like once he gets his first paycheck and he sees how much the government takes out in taxes and all that stuff. But on paper, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make this a year."
It always looks better
That's
on paper.
Crazy. I was like, "Yeah, take half of that. That's what you get."
Rent.
Yeah.
It's like you pay out your food and your rent, and then you're left with this much. What?
Wait, you got to start paying for car insurance. You got to start.
I know. I get into the mentality sometimes that like I think I'm old or something because I just hang out with all these old people talking about old people problems. Or okay, I'm sorry, that's a little rude. I don't mean old people in that sense, but older than me, I guess.
Mature,
Yeah. Like
it's
I'm 20. I got a while.
Yeah, you're adulting. You're adulting now. You have adulting problems.
So then I mix up how long I got left. I'm like, oh man, my back's giving out on me.
Yeah, my back is giving out on me. So this is a good time to say goodnight. Or
karate is very good for you if you get the chance to learn karate because you can gracefully get older and you won't have any of those problems.
Okay, all right.
But anyway,
yeah.
Is it karate or karate?
Well, I practice taekwondo.
Yeah,
and I teach it too.
So. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. What was you going to teach me? What was the thing for lower back?
Oh, Reiki.
Yeah. So I need that. BBS is going to put together some classes online, and he's going to teach everybody how to do all this stuff.
It'll probably be called BBS. I don't know. You'll find it quick.
BBS Reiki. Yeah. So no, this was great. We appreciate it. We're going to put you in the green room. And say goodnight to you. You have to stay on for just a second to upload everything. But yeah, we'll pull you back in after we hit the end recording. But we want to say some nice things about you while you're not on the stage. So we got to do that.
All right, sounds good. Well, yeah.
Or mean things like Lord L be like, man, that was terrible. I just wasted an hour. Can't get it back.
Even though my face is sore from smiling the whole time.
I know.
I've been doing this halfway for my
5 hours. We have literally been talking for 5 hours, guys. So good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night and good night. So you can say that 2 different ways. All right. So, Ethan, we're going to put you in the green room and we'll bring you back in just a second.
All right. Yep. Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, you can still hear us. So, no.
Man, seriously, guys. That was awesome, man. Like, we've had a lot of amazing guests, don't get me wrong, but I had like a Nicolas Cage and like Gone in 60-second moments when I knew it was coming to. I was like, whoa, man, like that was a good one. Like that was seriously a good one. Ethan being a part of it with his father, like there's so much that like we could take from this video itself. Like this Fancast, he is an ultimate fan, man. Like, and him being such a big part of it and his dad being such a big part of it just adds to it even more, man. And I was excited. Like, I'm super stoked. I'm glad he came up here.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, I know this is going to air after the Richmond first annual Scyther Cup. But I think we potentially had the winner of the Scyther Cup on the show, possibly. It seems like he's got, maybe, he's holding back a little bit, but, I know he's probably going to end up beating his dad. I mean, just
And have
saying.
you seen that trophy? Oh my goodness.
I have not. Did they post it in chat?
They posted a sneak peek of it, but here's some unofficial alpha. If you were to look at their Instagram, there's a lot more secrets that are dropped there.
Ooh, okay.
So I'll leave you with that. And I'm not going to tell you who to follow or where to go, but I'm just saying that Instagram is really being kept up and there's things being released there.
Okay. All right. I don't get on Instagram as much as I should for the bunnies, but I'm definitely going to have to do that based on that alpha. So that seems like pretty good advice.
You are one for the Alpha BBS, man, and we appreciate you for that, man. That is definitely one thing. You seem to know what's going on. Whenever there's a mystery stranger thing, I know I've got a DM from you, my man, going, yo, make sure you check the bottom here, because everyone knows I'm hopeless at reading the whole description.
Yeah. And of course,
I'm not going to read it. I'm not reading it.
Yeah. See, and I was already I already blasted through it before I even and then I got the DM from you and sent that, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like too worried about me first, selfish completionist, oh, I need that, and of course I got fourth. I was third probably, or I don't know. They didn't tell me which one I was, so I was one of the three.
I only sent that to 2. So
yeah. Okay. So.
But back to Tony.
Wait a minute, there was somebody on the show. What
I love about that, right, is we get this family aspect. I have so much respect for Bill Klopping,
Bill and Ethan,
and so I think that I speak for all of us for that, and then I think that just transfers to Tony Pepperoni, Ethan. I think he's just how great is that? I just could think of when there's a mint or something happening that you could have someone to talk to about that. It's just I know I have the pleasure of talking to you guys about that and some people in Discord, but just having that person that you can just be like, hey,
that home camaraderie, that's great.
And think about the special Halloween thing. Dad could have picked orange and Ethan could have picked green, and they can figure out which one's which, whereas I had to just choose one.
And then listening to the egg strategy on how they when he was talking about it, and I'm like, my brain's how much percentage of eggs do you guys both have?
Yeah, man.
Oh, crazy!
Oh, man.
Awesome.
No, that's awesome. So awesome. Well, we appreciate Tony Pepperoni's, aka Ethan Klopping, coming on and joining us this evening or today for those around the world, like Lord L, that is just today. So yeah, now this was another great one. We look forward to having Ethan back and Bill back. Obviously, maybe we could do a show where we have the Kloppings, and have them both on.
Maybe they could face off in the TCG game. That would be good.
Oh, that might be hard.
We could do a game with them both. We could face off. Yeah, we could face them off.
You
Do they
guys know
both-
I love building games. So yeah, that would be fun. I could come up with a face off. Maybe we could play like the game War, like where you flip a card and like
Yes,
something like that.
I like that.
But yeah, we'll get creative about that and we'll do some fun stuff.
Or we can come up with a
'cause-
game of who doesn't know this bunny the quickest. No, just joking.
It could be the same game.
Yeah, that
But
one
to
could go
be
on
fair,
forever.
Ethan did come through at the end. Like, he definitely smoked his dad when it comes to getting the answers right. Yeah, we softballed a couple of them, but you did good, Ethan, man. Thanks for coming, and thanks everyone for listening and tuning in.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for joining us today, Ultimate Fan. BBS, Lord L, and Brian, that's me, do hope you enjoyed today's program as much as we did, where ultimate fans like you are the stars of the show. We'd be honored to have you join us on a future episode where you can share your story and love of the Battle Bunnies with this encouraging community. It would be the greatest compliment if you shared something you love about the Battle Bunnies on your favorite social platform today, like X, Facebook, or Instagram, and tagged us. Or simply use hashtag UltimateFancast so we can recognize and celebrate with you and other super fans by sharing your post. Bonus points if you do both and use an image of one of your favorite Battle Bunnies or a screenshot of this episode. We know you share, like, and comment because you care about our fellow Ultimate fans as much as we do. Please leave comments too to let us know how we can make this the greatest fan experience for the Battle Bunnies community. This podcast is sponsored by Hairstream Media, your bunnies all the time streaming service. Okay, not really. It is just us fans like you giving some of our time to support other fans like you. Join us over in the Battle Bunnies community and Discord to continue the fun. We hope you tune in with us each week. So make it easy. Subscribe now. We'll be here to keep you hopping when you need us.